to fit more in frame. Alright. So, normally I would make this kind of video towards the end of the year, towards like towards Christmas time, back when, we all have a nice, time to all sit down and just relax and just kind of go back and see all the shit that has happened for the past, what is that, like a couple months already. So, I want to start off with a handful of things. Number one is 2018 has just kind of been a very fucky year, especially with, all this shit happening and all, like, these fucking games being released. But games aren't the only thing that we focus on this channel. We usually like to sit back and go back and just kind of see where everything is now. Well, we look back now to 2018 and see there's virtually no growth. Because I started growing moderately well towards late or mid to late 2017, and it just kind of stopped. It just kind of didn't really do much. That's why a lot of the stuff is just kind of blowing over a lot of people's heads, is that I'm not really doing a lot of this, like putting it out there. But it's something that I just don't feel like doing because I just don't feel like doing it. But the end I'll say all is it's not terrible. It's just moderately annoying to see how many times I had to completely tear everything down and kind of set it back up. Discord was set up and put back down, set up and put back down. It was been like that like 4 or 5 times the entire course of this year in the span of a handful of months, if not even weeks. So I think at that point I've just kind of learned my lesson, and I'm not going to make a Discord server until a lot of shit changes, because that was just that was a fucking nightmare. But excluding all of those things, stepping into a lot of other different kinds of fields like card openings and stuff like that, people sort of kind of like that stuff. So in the future there might be more. I'm not saying that there will, because I can't make any promises on these 2008, these 2000 whatever year videos that I just sit down and talk to everybody. But other than that, 2018 has also been a different landscape in terms for content creators as well. A lot of shit was happening. My channel went up and down in regards to being able to have this on the side and do, another, side thing for work. But that was still kind of going up and down, up and down. It was still kind of like in the air at that point. But now they made their, an entirely new set of guidelines. So maybe now there's going to be an entirely different set, starting 2019, who knows. But it's also pretty sad to see how a lot of stuff was just kind of falling off like the face of the fucking world. Like how there were so many fucking broken sub boxes. It wasn't even funny. And also like with the new Creator Studio coming out in what is this, like late 2019 or something like that, or mid 2019. It's gonna kind of be different because now it's starting to lean more towards a corporate side, which is kind of annoying. But it doesn't really value the individual. It just kind of values like what does business want instead of what do our people, our original creators want. So kind of jumped on this train a little bit too late, I assume, because there was a lot of stuff also going down in Brave Frontiers community. Phantom of the Kill shut down. Let me think. Yeah, it was Phantom of the Kill shut down. Gumi fucking up. I mean, it happens every year, so nothing I say about it. It happens every year. So, oh fuck, this might hang on. Okay. But no joke, like a lot of shit was just going down with Gumi and a lot of other companies. It also brought Nintendo back to their feet and kind of like regaining their senses and letting people actually create content. Now, this is the first time in like a long, long, long time that Nintendo kind of opened up their doors to any content. Any content that falls in like, you know, a specific niche, like, you know, doing Switch games, that's fine. Like, doing certain reactions as long as it's, you know, like transformative. Unlike a lot of my other stream videos where my camera either wasn't working or I couldn't find the camera. But, like, those videos that I did for the E3 stuff, those didn't qualify because I just kind of sat here with music kind of sort of turned up and just kind of talked over it without really showing any stuff. Like there was no Etika style reaction from me. It was just kind of there. But at the end of the day, it got pretty interesting. You know, we had the Game Awards this year. Smash Brothers already released the next fighter. Sakurai's a fucking madman. After this, I don't think he's gonna make another Smash for a long fucking time. I even think if Nintendo releases another mainline console, I don't think he's gonna make another Smash for a very long time, because getting this out by like a couple days ago and starting it from 2015, getting another fully functional game like, you know, Smash Ultimate, where there's literally very fine details, and even before, when all this stuff kind of seemed impossible, and now like Sakurai fucking does it, it just becomes interesting to see how quick he was able to get Smash 4 and then get moving straight into Ultimate. Like, when he fucking moved right into Ultimate, adding all the characters from, you know, the N64 day to Melee to Brawl to Smash 4, all the DLC characters, and then up until some of the new characters that we saw. It was insane. It was insanely interesting to see how he actually was capable to actually do all this. Because everybody was like, you know, like Sakurai couldn't have fucking done it because, you know, whatever. But there's like a very famous picture of him playing Smash Brothers with two fucking GameCube controllers in both of his hands, and he's actually fucking doing it, and like, people say like, oh, how'd he do it? And then they see that. It's like, this is the guy we're talking about. Dude who can play fucking Smash Brothers, two GameCube controllers, one in each hand, and just fucking win against him fucking self. Like, it's fucking stupid. It's fucking dumb how fucking ridiculous. It's fucking dumb how easy he makes it look. But, like, all these other pro players, they, like, go literally down to, like, the tiniest bit in detail. But Sakurai's just like, nah, I fucking know how to do this. But, yeah. Also, I was actually really, very much intending to make this a very long video, but I think I'm kind of getting my points across very quickly. Pokemon, the new Pokemon stuff came out. Not bad. The Meltan stuff was kind of fun, but after a while, I just kind of lost interest in it. Like, I haven't even fucking logged into Pokemon Go to check the goddamn box. But that's the thing. It's like Junichi Masa. People were saying like, oh, you know, it was kind of, he even stated that he was kind of stepping down after a while. But people were like, oh my god, it's so sad, when in reality it's kind of not, because the Pokemon franchise is very long running, and people were crying about Pokemon Let's Go and not really understanding that it wasn't really meant for the hardcore fans. It was kind of meant for a different group of people. It was meant for people who originally were playing Pokemon Go, and Junichi Masuda kind of wanted to find some kind of middle ground to kind of ease them in to the main series, you know, to the actual, you know, tiny bits and details of Pokemon, by introducing them to Let's Go, by just showing them the, you know, capture mechanics, and then slowly introducing some fights, but fights give you less XP than catching, because he kind of wanted to focus the game on catching the Pokemon instead of just fighting each other. I don't see the problem when, in reality you go out there and you see all these other people just play the game through and through, one fucking Pokemon, no one else, that's it. At the end of the day, it's like, why? Why? But at some point, I just kind of started to see that people were just complaining because it wasn't a mainline Pokemon game. Because people thought Sun and Moon was good, or Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon were good. Like, I haven't played the games, but literally watching each detail and then going to a buddy and then experiencing it for myself kind of showed me that it's not really that good. Like, Sun and Moon didn't make me feel any way like Pokemon X and Y did. Pokemon X and Y made you fucking feel something that was kind of. It was unfelt in the Pokemon series, where AZ, the big tall dude at the end of the game, spoiler warning, AZ, the big tall guy at the end of the game, finally sees his Pokemon after like 10,000 years or some shit. The stereotypical, oh, it's been blank many thousands of years and I haven't seen such and such. Like, when that fucking happened, it made me kind of. It made something happen. It made something feel more surreal for the fact that this actually fucking happened in a Pokemon game. And people just want to rush Gen 8 as fast as possible because I don't want to sound mean to any of these people, but they just don't understand how long it takes to create a single character. Because you can be stuck on one character for 1 minute or 1 year or one fucking century. It doesn't matter how long or how short it takes. Even then, you're going to find something wrong, and you have to go back and fix the whole thing from scratch. So, people are complaining also about how since Gen 4 and on, Pokemon has just been completely fucking lazy. I'm not gonna lie. The only generation I think they were lazy really was was Gen 4, and people want Gen 4 remakes, but there wasn't anything special about Gen 4. There was no awesome stuff about Gen 4. Gen 3, Gen 2, and Gen 1 all had cool stuff. Gen 5 was kind of interesting, showing kind of like a wannabe, like Team Plasma, like the wannabe Pokemon liberators or whatever the fuck you want to call them, like PETA, completely fucked in their own heads. So, kind of like PETA. I know I'm gonna get a lot of shit for that. I just realized that like halfway through the sentence as well. It's like I just realized at one point it's like fuck. So if anybody goes out there claiming that I support any of that shit, no, I do not. No, I don't. Merry Christmas. So what else? Gen 6. Gen 6 was it kind of kicked you right in your fucking dick with how fucking feelsy it was. Like it felt like a normal Pokemon game, but towards the end, where you go to all like when you go to like the light show, I think, or whatever the fuck it was. It was something either in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire or X and Y, where main character goes with side character to like this light show. It was weird. Like it was weird, but it was also very very nice. It was a very nice touch, but also towards the end of Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, the Delta episode was fucking great. The Delta episode was amazing. I loved it. Like, it didn't really give you, like, a full sense of, like, oh, you're gonna fucking die. But it kind of, like, put you on, it put you on, like, this, oh shit, something's gonna happen. And I don't know what the fuck's going on. And it was interesting. It was interesting, because you fought a extra trainer, Zinnia. But no, it was weird. It was very, very weird. So, yeah, and my opinions on like Gen 7 and this upcoming Gen 8 are, I don't know why, because we almost have 1,000 Pokemon now, including Meltan and Melmetal. In this next generation, there needs to be a new evolution. There needs to be a Dragon type, or a fucking Ghost type, or a fighting type. There just needs to be some new evolution that needs to fucking come through. And when that does, I know they're gonna have to update Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu to make sure that all the moves kind of fit. Now, another reason why people don't like Let's Go, and I can see why, is some of the move names for the partner Eevee were just complete garbage. Like I don't call them by their names, but seeing things like Sizzly Slide, Buzzy Buzz, it made you really question, like, were they just lazy? Was Junichi Masuda just like, I've made these games for fucking years now, I don't know what the fuck to call these new moves, I'm just gonna make some shit up? That was probably the case. He's just like, fuck it, I want to make something, I want to do something stupid, I want to make something new, because fuck it, nobody else is doing this. But yeah, that Pokemon Let's Go was not a letdown in the slightest. Like, people think that just because it wasn't a mainline series Pokemon game, like, it wasn't good. But no, like, even if it wasn't a mainline game, it was still fucking good. Like, at the end of it all, you see your fucking Pikachu or your Eevee, and they go out and they pick up flowers, because just before you go to the Pokemon League, one of the other characters says, oh, you want to know what I'm doing? I'm picking flowers for someone special. And then your Eevee jumps off your head, or your Pikachu climbs from around your shoulder, or something like that. And they look at the flowers, they look at the person, and they look at you. And it was like, oh, you little, you little, like, dog, cat, fox looking thing for Eevee, and you little fucking rat for Pikachu. It's like, when the fucking end, you see him like picking up flowers, and I found it kind of weird how your character waved goodbye to the freaking Eevee, like he was gonna, like, Eevee or Pikachu, like you were just gonna like let him go, like, why? Like, you know, your character's just walking by, he's just like, and he goes in his fucking house. It's like, are you just gonna fucking leave him there? Like, you literally just fucking beat the strongest fucking trainers with this little fucking dog, fox, cat thing, or the fucking rat, and you're just gonna fucking leave him, like, oh yeah, bye, fucker, and you just walk in your But at the end, it made you feel something different that Pokemon game normally wouldn't make you feel, and I've never felt this way with a Pokemon game until X and Y. And then again, until Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu. Like, I have the Let's Go Eevee bundle, but seeing the end of that fucking game made me feel slightly sad. I can't say fully sad, because I can't fucking experience human emotions, because I'm supposed to be some kind of robot, but no, like, it's fucking weird. Because you just see the fucking Eevee, he's just like, oh yeah, you know, he's picking up flowers for you, and you fucking leave it outside. You know, you're getting ready to walk back in your fucking house, and the Eevee looks at you and has fucking flowers in its mouth, and it's just so fucking sad, because it's like, holy shit. Why isn't this like any other game? Why isn't this in any other game? Why don't you have like a partner that's that devoted, like the Eevee or Pikachu in the Let's Go series? But also, so seeing a lot of speculation for people thinking what the next Let's Go game was gonna be. You know, somebody had mocked up a box art for Togepi and Meryl. What do they have in common to Pikachu and Eevee? They're not memorable mascots. Now, I could be getting it wrong. I could be completely fucked up, but it doesn't make any sense to have the Gen 2 be Togepi and Meryl when it could be any other two that were either better or were more memorable. Because the one I kind of sort of remember the most unironically would be like Hound Hour. You know, even then, it would be interesting to see something different be taken with the new Let's Go games. But people were thinking that they were going to release entirely separate games. But I don't think they're going to release an entirely separate game for a single franchise. I think it's going to be Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, and then a Johto DLC, a Hoenn DLC, where you could take the S.S. Anne and just go around to each of these regions. I'm not 100% sure, but that seems to be the most reasonable thing. So, ending that conversation on Pokemon stuff, and moving into the mobile division, I actually just received news from my man G-John that the Europe server for Brave Frontier is closing due to less resources being allocated there or internal turmoil that happened, because just recently there was some problem with a gate that some Gumi Europe person did intentionally. I don't know if it was fully intentional, because from all I heard, it was somebody messed up a rate up system to where it falsified the rates and they got in trouble. Or it could be because the new articles were passed, new European Union articles are being passed, and certain characters that aren't officially this company's need to be forfeited, or they need to pay a huge fee. I don't know. I might just be talking completely out of my ass. It could just be because they just don't have the necessary resources anymore. They just probably don't have the tools for it. You know, making a game, keeping it up, keeping the servers going, which basically a server is just somebody else's fucking computer. So, seeing all that, it just kind of like makes you really wonder what is happening. And if this dies, how long does the last summoner have? And if the last summoner doesn't have that much time left, how long before the rest of these games start going under? How long do we have till Global? How long do we have till Alchemist Code? How long do we have till literally anything in the Japanese side of things? But I don't think the Japanese side of things is really gonna fail, because it's a marketable. It's marketable. Because if you don't know, the fan meetup for Phantom of the Kill happened this year, and there was a lot of stuff I wanted, but I couldn't go because I'm fucking broke. But they turned this game into a completely different beast. They made it really fucking marketable. They made a freaking body pillow cover. They made phone cases. They made like little pencils. They made file things. I don't know what you call them, but they made so much shit. And it was funny and sad. You know, they made the Leviathan figure. I really wonder if they have any more plans to make any other kinds of figures, like I'm going to say about Brave Frontier in a second, but they only have like the Leviathan figure, and I would like there to be a Tearfig figure as well, or maybe a Zero figure, because that would be cool. You know, make it more stuff. You know, make there be more stuff. Make it be more interesting. And let me move my chair over because I realized my arm's cut off at both ends. So fuck. Shit. I don't know if that fucking helped, but oh well. But they made it super fucking marketable, and it's different because out there in Japan, they don't really have a lot of the stuff or a lot of the resources that we have in America, but at the same time, they can still mass produce these kinds of things, and over time, they build up a lot of value, and over time, when they build up a lot of value, people from America will go to Japan to pick these things up, to take it back to the States and sell it for usually 2 to 3 times the price. Usually, as we know, is called scalping. Basically, it's the exact stuff I mentioned. And a lot of that stuff happens with like old game consoles, the NES Classic, the SNES Classic. I don't think it happened with the Sega Genesis Classic, but speaking of which, there's a lot of cool stuff that happened otherwise, but I'm going to talk about those in a second because I have way too much in my mind and I'm just kind of jumping ahead of myself. But Brave Frontier, they, ugh, I don't know how long Global's gonna last now, because they have to keep like they have to give a steady stream of content, and for the first time in a very long time, we got an additional one Grand Gaia Chronicle. No, not Grand Gaia Chronicle, Grand Quest. We got one Grand Quest in the entire fucking span of every other thing that we could have used, or any other thing we could have needed. At this point, I don't really like Brave Frontier that much anymore. It's kind of getting annoying. This is why I haven't really fucking logged in like eons, and I still have yet to, get a lot of the 5th year anniversary spheres. I think I might barely get it by the end of. Yeah, I think I might get it by the end of this. By the end of the event, the end of the quiz event, I might get it. I'm not saying it's 100% fact, but a lot of the stuff they're doing now is just kind of like, why? They raised the cap for Frontier Hunter not that long ago. Then they re-raised it just recently. Why? Why did they re-raise the cap? Well, they need to keep some form of influence in particular in the global market, because mainly it's Japan. Japan seems to be doing very well for itself, even though they have laws restricting gacha games and gacha summons. At the core of it all, at the very, very, very base essence of Brave Frontier, it is still able to survive because of giveaways, freebies, and the fact that the actual creators are giving away free gems. I think they give away like one every couple of days or so. It's different from Global, where you have to wait for a login campaign, or you have to wait for your daily logins, click the grid, and see if you get lucky for a single chance to get one gem. But sometimes the Japan server gets nice and they give you handfuls of gems, 1, 2, or 5. This is from what I've seen. But, more on like the higher end usually happens towards like a special event, like an anniversary event, or a certain release event where they're like, oh, have these small bundle of gems to, assist you in summoning this stuff. But it doesn't seem to be doing a lot. So give me 1 second here. But okay, so it doesn't seem to be doing quite a lot for all of us in the other half of the market, because some of us don't have that money, and some of us don't have that time to spend on the game. That's why I think the Japan server does this. Like, they give away gems, and they are fluctuating the prices of actually buying the units kind of in and out. So the end of the sale is kind of safe for playing like the Japan and Europe versions. But like I mentioned, Europe is going under next month. Like, almost to the day next month, they're killing off all the support for Brave Frontier Europe. Now, I might actually have to go back and fully read this from G-John, but it's from what he told me. Let me see if I can directly find what he put. Let me see. Okay, yeah, so the purchasing of gems has officially ceased in Europe. So I had to look at some stuff that he posted, but as of yesterday, they ceased all gem purchases. So any gems now till the end, that's all you got. Now, I'm actually sad because they had a lot of good characters. Now, this is the part where I'm going to spend a long fucking time just talking about Brave Frontier Europe. Brave Frontier Europe was a very fucking big influence on Global in particular. They didn't really have that much of a chokehold on Japan, Obviously, some units were released, like the fuck, the Zodiacs, and a handful of other units here and there. The end, it was just like they don't really have a lot of units available. Also, those units were more expensive to buy. Those around like the 20 to 30 gem mark, I believe. I might be wrong because I haven't played the Japanese server, Brave Frontier, in a long time. But they had a handful of units, and I'm not 100% sure, realistically how all that's really going to turn out for them. Especially towards us global players that have these European units. Like, will they be remembered? Will they now officially become pseudo legacy units where they're not, they haven't been in the game for eons, but they've been in another game's server for a long time? Will Europe attempt to do one last hurrah where they release a lot of characters that were unreleased before, or make a big re-release for every single unit? I don't know. If they close down the servers and they don't release units, we're missing out on, other Apex units like Avalawez, Gilgamesh, Utheria. It's the 13th Zodiac. I keep fucking up the name, but it's the 13th Zodiac. And what is the name? It's not Cedric's another character, but there was it was the fire guy, Cert. We're missing out on Odin. We're missing out on Luxem. We're missing out on, like I said, Cedric. We're missing out on a lot of these characters. We're missing out on, what is it? Well, fuck. It's the water unit. You can see the fucking wheels turning in my head. Vivian and Excalibur. Fuck me. We're missing on so many units. So this is my last hurrah to say this. My last moment to say this. If any part of like the Europe team is actually listening, please, for the love of God, release the rest of the units. Release the freaking the Siegfried Academy units. Those are good. Release a lot of the units, but try to release them in such a batch where they all have an equal chance of being pulled. Or if they really felt like or if Ellie and Kazuo really felt like doing it, they could just technically release all the units in like a single batch. But it's like they're all guaranteed. I don't think they're going to do that, because whenever I say stuff like that, it never happens. So that's that for all the mobile stuff. Mobile bullcrap. What? Ugh. A lot of stuff happened. A lot of stuff put away. A lot of stuff is gonna be going in the garbage. Oh geez, like there's not much to talk about anymore, except for a handful of more, a handful more deeper things that I've recently been doing on, and not doing on, but doing and fixing and settling out. So one thing I'm starting to settle out now is a lot of old stuff is just going. A lot of my old stuff, I'm just getting rid of it. It's a good thing, live and let learn, live in something like that. I don't fucking know the quote. Don't look at me for quotes. I'm not the guy to come through the quote. I'm not the guy to come through and oh, what's this quote? I don't fucking know. But seeing a lot of more tech related channels and seeing the interest it garners from a lot of people makes me want to do it as well. So that's why I'm also starting to do older kinds of repair stuff. Like I'm starting to actually go through, fix some phones up, get some other stuff. Like just recently Got another piece of junk right here. As you can tell, I don't know if you can tell. Small little fucking iPhone. But going through trying to fix these things, like I bought some parts. I'm gonna see if I can fix whatever I need to fix. See if I either want to keep, because I don't know why, but I want to keep a lot of the things that I get, because, or a lot of things that I fix, because it's interesting to see how they function after. Because I know, like, if I did release them back into the wild and somebody comes through and goes, oh, it doesn't work, then it's like it kind of ruins everything. But if I say, like, fix this stuff, and if I got really good at it, and then I, try to go out and, help somebody with these kinds of repairs, in the future, it would be great. It would be great to see, me opening up some kind of repair section on the channel, as well as doing the channel, like creating something like what Jerry Rig Everything has. Like, I'm watching a lot of his videos. He's pretty interesting. He breaks down phones, durability tests them. The durability tests are fun, but I don't like it when he like scratches the fucking razor against like plastic or like metal, because like that sound is just like it makes you literally cringe. It makes you physically like shrivel into your own body. How fucking gutting that shitty sound is. Like, you hear fucking razor blade on metal. Like, again, nails on chalkboard. Knife on metal. Knife scratching an aluminum body. Ugh. But he's still pretty cool. He's funny. Also, the progress on this little guy. I want to see if you guys can hear it, but I don't know if you can hear it, but there's like a little like tapping sound. It's like tap, 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 tap. I don't know what that is. I actually tried contacting the original seller of this thing to try to, like, I was like, hey, like, what error originally was this? Because my error is showing an error 2009, which means there's something wrong with the USB port. All my USB ports work, except for 2, leaving me with 2 that work. But like I was like shaking it. I'm like, after like a day of like just carrying it around in my pocket, because I just wanted to carry it around to see how it would feel and see if, because it was really cold when I got it, because it was left outside. So I just wanted to like, carry it around, kind of warm it up a little bit. And then I started hearing that. I'm like, it's like the tap, 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 tap. I'm like, what is that noise? Well, I look at the phone, and I don't know if this part, hang on. Fuck, I need to get really close to the fucking camera now. I'm not sure if this is a standard, but you can see this little lip that goes all the way around the phone. Now, I've tried pushing gently down on this, but it doesn't go down all the way. So I don't understand, like, where or how that works, but I assume it's either an improper fitted screen, or I got bamboozled and got a shitty device intentionally on purpose. Well, not intentionally on purpose, but on purpose, to just kind of fuck myself over in the long run. Even all the shit that I've been going through, even, all the questionable decisions I've made, especially all the questionable deleting the Discord server, all the intentional, like, destroying myself, and just, like, kind of having a snake effect. And when I say by the snake effect, I'm not talking about, like, an actual thing. I'm talking, like, something I kind of made up on my own. But eventually, after a while, on this channel, I just kind of started to go back on a lot of the same stuff I did. I started to, like, eat up the same content. Like, I did Pokemon Number Randomizer a long time ago. Nobody watched it. And then just recently I started streaming that. got a lot more views. Then when that fucked up, I went to Fire Red. That got views. I also live streamed all that stuff too. It made me question, like, am I really just backtracking on all the content that I've previously made intentionally? You know, in the mind of me a couple years ago, I was like, am I just going back on the same content that I've been doing on purpose? Or is there like a reason for it? And, you know, the more and more I think about it is, as you could also tell, a lot of my videos have just kind of went under. Like, you can't find them. Can't find them. There's always that one fucker. But the end all say all is that I've decided I'm gonna start going back on some of the content that I've done before, i.e., Corpse Party, Ebe, a lot of the other games that I played in the past, and even some of the more recent content like Doki Doki. I'm gonna go back on that, and I'm gonna see it again through new eyes. I'm gonna go back and see it from a different perspective, because all this time, this kind of pack thing hasn't been working. So I think if I just look at it through the eyes of myself, instead of letting all this kind of, you know, oh, I do YouTube shit, get in my vision, if I just go back and look at it as a normal person, I've seen all the stuff that I was doing wrong. Even going back and watching a handful of the stuff I was doing, immediately noticed I was doing a lot of the stuff wrong. Immediately also noticed that I kind of blew a lot of things to the wayside and didn't really think about it. You know, I was just kind of like sitting there. I'm like, it's not gonna bother me. It's not gonna, you know, X number of days or X number of months and it'll be gone. Now, it really didn't go away after a bit, and it kind of stuck. But over time, I started to realize that nobody really watched my stuff after the point where I made all those other videos. And even then, trying to find original content these days is pretty difficult. So I needed a new plan. You know, Brave Frontier is essentially getting all fucked 6 ways from Sunday from every possible corner. Switch games, nobody fucking watches those for me. You know, so I just drop so much fucking money on some stupid that I don't even fucking need, have no fucking result. And it might just be that I need to take a lot more time and sit down and think, how is this going to, you know, put me on a very much larger pedestal, but at the same time also supporting a lot of the stuff that I do with intent, with, you know, positive intent in mind. It becomes more and more difficult because the line then starts to become blurred in this new day and age of 2018, because whenever you try to be nice to somebody, they automatically think like you're a racist or something, or they call you out by, you know, some other profanity or whatever. To which me, it just doesn't make any sense. But over time, I started to realize that a lot of my viewer base is kind of on the fence. It's kind of like, you know, kind of like me. It's very kind of on the fence with a shit ton of things. Like, do I think what Tumblr is doing is right? Fuck no. Like, you kind of built the platform where this stuff was acceptable. So then Newgrounds was kind of blown to the wayside. Then you banned every bit of adult content on your channel. On not your channel, but your entire site. Even the content that wasn't even remotely related adult. You know, I going on Tumblr recently, seeing a shit ton of fucking things. Like a guy literally showing a bowl of pasta got fucking filed as inappropriate. spawn people. I lost my fucking train of thought because the fucking guy across the street is fucking doing his yard. And he has a fucking jet turbine or some shit fucking cleaning his yard. So, I might just have to fucking talk right over this. I don't think there's a way for me to fucking edit this out. Shit. Oh, never mind. It's a fucking wood chipper. That's great. Yay. You get to hear my voice over the beautiful sounds of shredding wood. So that might either be an omen or a curse. I don't know for sure. But end all sale is that this year has kind of been fucked up. A lot of shit happened. You know, both in and out of the YouTube scape. A lot of crazy shit. But the last thing I also want to say is there was several times where I did in fact take long breaks, due in part to a lot of internal affairs that were going on. And the ability to have myself temporarily be shot away in distance from that has completely gone terrible. So there was a long time where I used to have a big screen and 2 big lights. Well, that actually came from a group of people who kind of like willingly let me borrow them for an exchange. And lo and behold, it kind of... The end of sale is that it kind of like hit me in the face to realize that when these people said that when these people would say like, you know, all this stuff like, oh yeah, we'll give back, and immediately did nothing, it made me realize one small thing is that okay, so now I can quickly finish this up because I'm not gonna fucking wait for them. So the end of the sale is that when at least people said like, well, we'll give back, we'll help, and you know, nothing really happened, I immediately realized that the only other 2 options I had at that point were pick up like a 3rd or 4th job from what I already had, or just completely stop. I picked to continue going even though there was a lot of shit going my way. Now I might be pretty loud right now. That's because the fucking wood chipper across the street's going. So the end all here is I want to make sure that a lot of stuff is really just kind of pumped straight to you guys, to let you guys know. Oh yeah, I could have just turned down the gain, but to let you guys know is that there's still a huge divide in a shit ton of areas. There's the people who either agree with the stuff that I do, who like the content that I produce, and then there's this like the vast majority of people who just don't, and that's fine. I don't care. like again, like I've said to a lot of people, Nyami Gaming and all these other people, I don't honestly care. And like I said consistently in all my channel trailers and in every fucking video I do, this is all because I like doing these videos. But at the same time, I also kind of need some extra way to assist the way I make these videos. Because like I stated, for a very long time, I needed to use external lights that I didn't even own for myself. So eventually, this whole gleaming vision of mine kind of quickly deteriorated to nothing more than just a sick joke in my own mind, into the absolute shit that just was my channel. It was just kind of, it became sad after a while. It just became a sick joke. So eventually it then led me to the point where I felt as if I needed to completely shoot myself off from this. That didn't work either. And now there's only like one last option, and I'm attempting to build up enough resources to complete said last option, because it seems to be the easiest way out. Hoping that everything is, well put together and all that. I might wind up actually start uploading more content and uploading a shit ton more to other channels as well. So that being said, I guess that's just it for now. I haven't really talked much about Newgrounds, but your boys also got a page on Newgrounds. Should be the same name, Packmaster Studio or Pack Studio or whatever. Should be the exact same stuff, exact same thing. So that'll be where I post a lot more like stupid or edgy boy content. Yeah. So that's it. That's all I really wanted to kind of cover, kind of, because I think this has gone on long enough already, and I'm just starting to look stupid on camera. And a lot of these people are going to tell me, "Oh, shut up! Put this video down! Put this video down!" But, live and let die. Is that the quote? Did I get it right this time? I don't fucking know. I don't fucking care. So that's it for now. I don't have much else left to say because it's all there. Repairing old phones, fixing old stuff. It's all going pretty good. Brave Frontier going to shit. If I could really call out what's going to happen in the next BNC, be a miracle, because now it seems to be they're just trying to take what I say and not deliver specifically that. So at some point, I think I just need to stop with Brave Frontier, and I think that point comes with the encore that I'll be doing towards the end of the day today. You'll see it go up. It'll be up by the time this video gets uploaded. The scheduling for the stream will be set, so it's not going to be bad. I'm just going to go through the entire Convergence. We go through a handful of the more story-focused dungeons that aren't ultimate challenges to kind of showcase the story portion of Brave Frontier, because all the ultimate challenges are just a small series of fights with a sort of kind of hard boss at the end. Not that difficult. It was pretty boring to do all the ultimate challenges by myself, but it's sad to see all this stuff go. But sometimes you have to let things go, like how I let Phantom of the Kill go. Fucking Gumi. But that just seems to be all. I don't really have much. I keep saying that, but I don't have much to say about this whole year, because it was just kind of absolutely fucky. A lot of shit happened. So, yeah, I think that should just be it, because I don't want to keep going while the fucking wood chipper over there is going, It's like a big fucking industrial one too, so it's fucking great. So I think for now I should just get set for the next stream, remember all my passwords and crap, and see how well all my progress is going for a lot of my other stuff that I have going on in the background. So see you all then, guys, and until next time, hope you all have a good rest of your 2018 and a good start to your 2019. I'll be back on maybe February, February around there, to do a lot more content then. See you on the next one, guys. Peace out.